Last week's nostalgia dish of Vesta chow mein was a lot of fun to make, particularly for the hunt and then just to try it. So I thought, seeing as I'm at a loose end on a Saturday, we would make a little bit of a feature out of this. So we've created Saturday Nostalgia Bites. But today, I don't just have one trip down nostalgia memory lane, I actually have 3 to share with you. So stick with me to the end of this video and I'll tell you what all 3 are. But for now, let's kick off with nostalgia trip number 1. This was a staple when I was growing up. Now, I had to talk to Yvonne about this and kind of remind ourselves what we used to eat with this product, this food, and we were deciding whether it was like chips or mushy peas, but you can tell me down in the comments. And I also want to thank Huffy Knickers 82 aka Jenny, and also Mark Lees, who suggested them, like, here, ding 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 ding, something should happen there, who suggested that we try out this food. So I thought, you know what, why not? Let's go on the hunt. So let me tell you about this product and the manufacturer of it, because it's changed hands over the last years. Started in 1945 in Sweden, but moved to the UK in 1958, and it is the one and only Findus Crispy Pancakes. So we've actually got 2 flavours to try out here, so we'll get all of them in the air fryer. You never used to be able to cook them in the air fryer before, but you can. And today we've got ham and mozzarella, and we've just got straight up mozzarella flavour. Now, what kind of made me chuckle over this is when it was originally Findus, because if you've been eagle-eyed, you would notice here that it says bird's eye. When it was Findus, it kicked off in the UK in 1958 as an import, and by the 60s they had moved their distribution to here in the UK, and then from the 1970s, we're not sure of the exact year, that's when crispy pancakes were introduced by Findus. If you can remember anything about Findus, the other food product that I loved from them was French pizza breads. So just a long kind of French bread cut in half, and then a pizza topping on the top that was like lava. Talking about lava, crispy pancakes came in a selection of different flavours. The one that I can remember was not mozzarella, but it was just molten lava cheese flavour. I think it was like cheddar cheese. That was the one that I loved the best. But you also got mince. Never tried the mince ones, just wasn't for me. You had cheese and ham, you had chicken and bacon, and you also had chicken and sweet corn. Like, ugh. For me, it was just always either cheese and ham or cheese. Those were my 2 favourites. So that's what we're going to try out today. So let's cut over to how you actually make these things and walk you through that step. But before we do that, quick trip down memory lane. Here is the original Findus advert for the crispy pancakes.
Friday the 5th. Mum escaped for the day, so Dad was held prisoner. With Daddy. While I got the Findus Crispy Pancakes, Dad put on the peas. Great. New chicken and mushroom. Wicked. And minced beef. I really got stuck in. So did Dad.
With Findus Crispy Pancakes, every day's got a different taste.
It took Dad hours to rock her to sleep.
Here's a little look at the packaging. And if you want to see the amazing statistics, I'll see if I can also put them up on the screen for you now, just to show you how healthy these bad boys are. And on the front of the packaging here, you can see the salt. I found these in Sainsbury's. It wasn't too hard. It's still pretty much a staple on the shelves or in the freezer cupboards if you want to go and have a look for them. And funnily enough, when I got to the till, there was an older gentleman standing in front of me who turned around and was like, "Oh, where did you get them from? I said, over this section here, buy these as a kind of nostalgia trip for my wife and I. And he was like, oh, I haven't had them in years. So he headed off to actually get a box of them. So it was like a funny little moment where we were just chatting about Findus pancakes. But Findus officially went bust in 2016 and stopped the product. But at that point, Bird's Eye took it over about a 4-month gap in production and have continued from 2016 to the present day. So this is why we've got a change in brand. The air fryer has preheated at a temperature of 200 degrees for 3 minutes. And now we will put the crispy pancakes in, again 200 for 8 minutes. And we're going to cook one of each. Thanks, sous chef Bond. While they are in the air fryer, let me take you down nostalgia trip number 2. Now, over on the wall here, right, let me share this with you. I was thinking about this the other day, right? Every single year, without fail, for as long as I can possibly remember, as long as Yvonne and I have been together, my dad used to make a calendar for us every Christmas. Now, he's a budding photographer, loved all the kind of editing, had his GoPro and would make little videos, and we would often kind of share stories about trying to create content. He had a YouTube channel for his local football team as well. But on his creative side, he would make these Christmas calendars or annual calendars and give them to us at Christmas. And it was mainly made up of pictures of things that I would have posted on my Instagram page, on my Facebook page. Speaking of Instagram, I have started a page just dedicated to this channel. So if you want to follow me, the details are here. That would be awesome. Help me get started on it. Thanks. But yeah, so he would go onto my Instagram page, look at all the pictures, and then just send Yvonne and I a kind of best of for the year look. So this is December of last year, because he passed away last year. We haven't had a refresh in the calendar, and I didn't have the heart to take it off the wall. So we've kind of got these boxes of all the past years that we've kept, but every time Yvonne and I would post a picture, he would stick that on the calendar and then send it to us. Not just for me and Yvonne, but did it with my sister and everything as well. So that's like a little kind of reminder that's just fallen away. But I thought I'd share that with you, because in years to come, when I look back on these videos, I'll be able to remind myself about this. 8 minutes later, and this delicacy of crispy pancakes, mozzarella and ham is ready. The all important question now is, how do they look and how are they going to taste? And here they are. As you can see, this one's just got a little bit of leakage. So I'm going to guess that one is the mozzarella on its own, but let's find out. Let's check. Okay, so let's cut them open and see what they're like. In terms of crispy pancakes, I would say crispy round the edges, but probably not so crispy in the middle, quite flimsy. The bread and kind of breaks away really easily. But let's cut it open before I scald my fingers. This looks like it's the mozzarella one on its own. This must be the cheese and ham. Yep, there he goes. Kind of slice of ham in there. You can smell it really quickly. Right, let's do the taste test. Right, so I've got the two of them here on the plate in front of me, so I can let you see. Let's try out a little bit of corner of the mozzarella one first. Looks pretty hot. Do you know, the initial kind of taste is there, like the kind of 70s, 80s, saying 70s, I was born in 78. The 80s era dinners that I would have at home when my dad would make me something like this. It's kind of there, like it's not the same. There's definitely something about the texture of the coating is different on them, but the mozzarella is actually pretty good. I quite like that. That's actually pretty good. Let's try the ham one, which kind of looks like it's got a toasty slice of ham inside it. You know when you're in like Spain and you go to a bar and you get a toasty for breakfast? It's kind of like the ham you see in that, rather than little bits. The flavour is immediately different. You really taste the ham inside it. And definitely kind of masks the mozzarella a little bit, but yeah, do you know what? Mark and Jenny, aka Huffy Knickers, good shout with trying this out. Need to have a think about what to cover next. If you've got any suggestions on that, drop me down in the comments a note of what you think we should go search for. I did notice that somebody, can't think who off the top of my head, said Viennetta. Okay, now here's the real test. Yvonne, come and try. Say hello to the say hello to the audience.
Hello.
This one's the cheese and this one's the mozzarella. Mm-hmm. Does it kind of take you back?
Mm-hmm. Instantly.
Does it take you back to living in East Kilbride in our first flat when we would eat this with what?
Probably like canned veg or something like that, like peas and chips. You know, usual staple dinner. Okay, not bad.
What about the...
Tastes the same so far. You're right about the coating though, it says. Oh.
Taste that.
Instant ham flavour. You can taste it coming out.
Like that toasty thing.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. But yeah, not bad.
Okay. A score, right? And last week when we did the chow mein, that was a 4 out of 10. For this, I think I would go, from a nostalgia perspective, like a 6. A 6 on both.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I was going 6 or 7 in my head there. But yeah.
7, yeah. 7 feels a bit high. All right, 6. So that is Taste Test Nostalgia Bites. We've got a bonus for you because I was just in my local coffee shop that's opened here in Northampton next to us called Genevieve's. And we take a walk along there and get a little coffee, but I spotted something in there today and I thought, I'm going to get that. Look at that bad boy. Do you know, it probably just needs like a bit of custard or something. I think this was like £2.79 or something. I can't quite remember. I should have done better research. That was really the job of Richard Pound, man in the field, but he's busy. So let's break this in half, see if there's a snap. Oh, it's quite crumbly. And let's do a taste test on the caramel slice. The Rice Krispies. That is worth £2.79. Genevieve's Cafe, Northampton. I salute you. Thanks for the coffee also. That's like an 8 for me. Delicious 8. So let me know down in the comments, what do you fancy covering next? What should I go and hunt for in the supermarket for episode 3 of Saturday's Nostalgia Bites? And just before I sign off, I want to say one quick thing. I wanted to say a message to Sue Healthy, who sent me my first ever super thanks here on YouTube. And just mentioning it because, first of all, thank you for sending that to me. I appreciate you. And also the value that you sent, that's often what I make when I actually produce and create a video and post it to YouTube. So the fact that you were able to put that in, how much I get out of that is amazing. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I wanted to give that call out. Now, if you want to hang around a little bit longer, YouTube thinks you probably will like this video here. So give it a try. See you in tomorrow's video.